I read an article from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution over like this past week where southern rural counties in Georgia are dying. And there's a man who's done research since the early 2000s about migration patterns and things going on within the counties of Georgia. And what he's found is the latest research he done was in 2024, and 90-something counties out of the 159 in Georgia are more people are passing away than they are being born in these places. And the people who are young enough to have children, they aren't having children, and or they're moving away. So migration to South Georgia has been really declining over the years as well. So it's crazy how most of the counties in Georgia, there are more people dying in them than there are being born or moving to them. Let that shit sink in. It's like, they set up all these places and they try to make a po' boy club. They don't want nobody living there and all this stuff. Okay, nobody's going to move there. They'll stay out of where y'all don't want them. And now look what's going on. So it's like there really is strength in numbers. I wish society could see like how much we actually control just by the sheer number of us. And the article also talked about how, like, in a nice number of counties in South Georgia, they're struggling to even keep hospitals open in these different places. Like, they've already closed down 4 major hospitals in a certain part of South Georgia. So, yeah, they have these schools that may have a good funded school system, but they're having a hard time finding teachers to even work in them. So, yeah, it is a trip. It is a trip to see what is happening in real time. Like, people are changing. And the guy that does the research, what he said was people are not having children because they can't afford them. And if people decide to have children, it is a big decision because with this economy, that dictates a whole lot. But yeah, the article was very interesting. There are more people in Georgia counties that are passing away than they are being born. Over half the counties in Georgia. That's crazy. So this guy comes up under my post about the article from the AJC and how rural towns are dying. And he was like, you need to stop the madness. This isn't about race. It's about economics. Black dude. First of all the other 150 comments, they all knew what I meant when I said they have their po' boy clubs in these small towns. That doesn't mean that they don't just want black people there. What it means is they have a small way of thinking. They don't want businesses coming to the area. They don't want to combine any resources with the schools. I grew up in a small town that thought like that, so I know exactly how those people think. They only want their friends having the jobs. They don't want to keep up with times. They're against technology. So turns out a lot of people, regardless of their race, don't want to live around that sort of thinking. It has nothing to do with just black people. They don't want anybody from anywhere moving into these places. And that's why now they're up here scratching their head trying to figure out how they're going to keep their towns from dying, because all the older people are passing away and the young ones don't want to live there, and I don't blame them. And then these big organizations or these warehouses, they come to these small towns and yeah, they offer jobs, but the people that live there still can't afford to live in these same towns that they make good money in. So yes, it is a big clusterfuck when po' boy mentality gets all over everything. That's why those towns are the way they are, mostly in the South, but it's all over the nation, but mostly in the South.